And so my first question is, school's supposed to start in 3 weeks here, and the intentions that you're sharing, even privately, I think are starting to circulate, is maybe the word, or maybe filter out, and I'm not sure how accurate that is, but there's more buzz. And so it's causing some turmoil and some anxiety for Tulsa parents and Tulsa teachers. And I'd like to start with parents. Can you give TPS parents any assurances about how a state takeover or change in accreditation status could impact day-to-day operations of Tulsa schools?
Sure. When I look at things and I see that, we have over a dozen elementary schools that are less than 5% reading proficient, when I see that 68% of the elementary schools are on our F list, so bottom 5% performing in the state, what I see is we need to take drastic change to turn this district around. And I will tell every parent in Tulsa, they deserve a great school. And you and I have worked together for 3 years, probably-ish, and you've been there, and I know you hear them from them too. You hear parents that they're concerned about their kids reading, they're concerned about math, they're concerned about, is my kid going to graduate with the ability to get a job? And when I look at the biggest district in the state and I see those results and have those conversations with parents, this has been allowed to go on way too long without drastic action being taken for change. And so what I would tell parents is, I'm going to do everything in my power to give your kids a better education. And for me, as the state superintendent, I look at my responsibilities, and you look at the biggest school in the state that has incredible potential. You get to talk to so many great teachers, so many parents that are very engaged with their kids, and you go, this could be an incredible district. This could be a district that people are flocking to. And instead you see people leaving, you see teachers leaving in these huge numbers. It's unacceptable. Tulsans deserve better. But most importantly, the kids deserve better. And so what I would tell them is, I'm going to do whatever I can to improve their child's education. I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure that every child has an opportunity to be successful. And right now, that is not happening in Tulsa Public Schools.
Okay. You're a parent school choice advocate. The highest achieving schools in TPS right now are parent choice schools. Long legacy of magnet programs that families choose and apply for, not schools with attendance boundaries. What is your message to the thousands of TPS parents who have students in those schools who are worried about how a change in district oversight or the district being broken up, which you have talked about, what would you say to them about how that might affect their schools of choice, because they don't, their residence doesn't necessarily match the location of those schools?
Good question. I'm a true believer in parents. I believe in parents choosing for their kids. I believe that the more that we give parents choices, high quality options, the more involved they're going to be in their kids' education, and I believe it's a game changer. And so I would tell those families, look, I'm always fighting for your ability to choose the school of your choice. So, I want them to have options. I believe we need to continue to provide more options. I hear frustrations from a lot of parents in Tulsa that have tried to transfer out to other districts or get into a charter school and have been waitlisted or haven't been able to get in. And that's why, I'm going to constantly advocate for more options for parents, because you see the alignment there with a kid in a great school and a great teacher. They're always talking about that they want a great teacher for their kids. I think that gives them every opportunity to do so. So I'm going to always advocate for them to have those options. That's very important to me, that those parents get to decide. And again, what you've seen here is a district, because of poor leadership, that the district itself has not been able to be successful. That's not the fault of the teachers. That's surely not the fault of the kids. I refuse to believe that the kids in Tulsa cannot be high achieving students. I don't believe it. I get to meet them, I get to talk to their parents. I refuse to believe that. It is time that we act with that belief in mind, that these kids can do great things, and it's going to take changes in order to do that.
Okay. Because of the pervasive statewide teacher shortage, which is the worst in the 2 inner city school districts, TPS is in the final hunt for hundreds of teachers to fill vacant positions. You may have heard someone stood up in that meeting last week and said it could be as many as 400 positions. We haven't been able to get verification of that number just yet. Why should applicants or recent hires come to a district being targeted for state takeover?
they should come to a district and come to a state to see, we have parents that want to support their school and their teachers. You got a state superintendent who's telling you directly, I'm going to do all I can to make sure teachers can be successful. We've launched the biggest teacher recruitment program in the country in order to get teachers here. We're doing all that we can to make sure they have the resources in the classroom. I have been very frustrated with Tulsa's lack of financial responsibility of ensuring that dollars are getting to the classroom or supporting their teachers. We know that we've got to have parents involved in the kids' education, and we also know that inside a school, there's no replacement for a high-quality teacher. And so I'm dedicated that teachers get what they need to be successful, that they are supported. And so they can know that, the decision that I'm going to make is going to be based on what benefits kids. And what benefits kids in a school is having a great teacher with the supports to be successful. So I'm dedicated to doing that. And they know the district has failed them too. And they know that change is going to be required, or Tulsa's going to, I saw the numbers from, 2021, 2022, they lost 26% of teachers. This is a district that is not supporting their teachers. That's why those teachers are leaving. And they can know, and they can hear from me that it is in my heart to turn around this district for the kids, for the parents, but also for these teachers that are dedicating their lives to try to improve, the lives of their kids.
I reached out to some of those teachers that said, I don't know what this means. Will SDE come after my certificate in a takeover? Those aren't my questions.
Yeah, here's the deal is, I'm real upfront with where I am in the thought process here. And we were real upfront at the board meeting of, we're not going to take an action unless we've really considered it and we've looked at all the facts and we've made a decision that we feel confident in is in the best interest of kids. And so what I would tell those teachers is, you can listen to my words, you can hear what we're doing. We want good teachers in the classroom. We want you to be supported. We want to recruit great teachers to the classroom. And we know that Tulsa Public Schools is not doing their job in supporting those good teachers. And they're not doing their job in increasing student performance. And again, we're talking, 7 years in here with Superintendent Gist. We haven't seen any significant change. We haven't seen any big plan in order to turn these districts around. And so I know in talking to these teachers, they're asking the same questions. That's why turnover is so high. What is it they want to? They want to be in a district that they go, look, we're not there yet, but we're moving in the direction. Or there's hope. There's a sense of urgency here. These are the type of teachers that they would hang on. That they would. They would hang on and they would look to see, can things get better? But they're losing hope in the district just like these parents and these kids are. And so what I would tell them is, look, I'm going to do everything in my power to turn around that district so that you can be successful with those kids.
Okay.